Hi everyone, I'm so excited because I am here with the one and only Raquel Allegra. And we are actually in the window of Hampden, surrounded by your product, which I adore. And actually, I'm wearing 2 of the exclusive pieces that you designed for us. So I'm so excited. I feel beautiful. I'm actually comfortable, which who knew the 2 could exist together. So thank you for that. And I have a few questions that I want to ask you and get to know you so that our lovely clients and consumers and women out there can get to know you. So are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, I'm so excited. First, we need to start with the rules. Actually, I do always like to start let's start with the facts. Let's be real. When did you start your collection? What year? How? Because I love this story. It's really good. You're gonna want to pay attention. and then how has it evolved into what it is today?
Okay. So when I first started, I was actually working at Barney's on the sales floor, and I was just making
That little
clothes
store.
for
I think y'all know it.
Yeah.
Don't shop there, but you know it.
Yeah. And I was working on the sales floor. I was making clothes for myself, and people really just started to ask me what I was wearing. Could they get one too? And slowly I started to realize that maybe I was doing something interesting and special that no one else was doing. It was kind of before deconstructed t-shirts and before worn in holy t-shirts. This is like 13 years ago maybe. And so I just needed t-shirts. I wanted to find t-shirts that were soft, that I could use, that were just recycled tees. And I ended up finding a recycling plant that had exclusive rights to every t-shirt or everything that came out of the prison system of Southern California. So at first,
yes, she said prison system of Southern California.
It wasn't my intention, but that's really where they were coming from, and they were so soft and so perfect, and it was just undeniable that they were just perfect for what I was needing, what I was wanting to work with. And so at first I thought, how can I use these t-shirts? How can I take something that's been worn by people who we've punished for something that they've done, and then put them on somebody else's body? And so at first it felt wrong, and I thought, I can't tell anybody. And then I thought, well, I can't lie. And so then I thought, well, I'm gonna honor what I believe we come into this existence with, which is a pure heart. And I know life is complicated and people lose their way, but I'm just going to make beautiful things out of these discarded t-shirts that in some way represent discarded people, and just make beautiful things.
That's incredible.
And so that was really my commitment in the very beginning, was to have fun, make beautiful things that people could wear, and that was it. And it just, one thing led to another, and I'll fast forward, but I ended up meeting my business partner, and that was about 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. And that's when we decided to take that concept and use it as a foundation to create a collection. So we ended up really designing fabric that was simulating that original feeling of soft and supple and super worn in vintage tees with the washing and the fabric. And that was really our jumping off point for what's now 10 years later, and a full collection that we design 5 times a year.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And all made in LA.
And all made in LA.
Which still shows your commitment to authenticity and the U.S. and where things are made and produced.
It's so important to me. I think when we ship our jobs off to other countries, we're missing an opportunity to continue building our own communities, and I think that's really important.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
And now, how many stores are you sold in around the country? Maybe we need to pull in some fact finders around here.
I think globally it's about 280 stores.
That's incredible. So something you started on your own and has built to 280 stores globally. So fascinating. So from talking about should you share your story, the prison system, how are people going to react? How has that led up to some words that you live by today?
I'd say the most important word for me in life is kindness. And I don't mean nice, I really mean kindness. And I wish people were kinder to each other. But I really live by kindness, integrity, fun and like lighthearted, playful, like childlike spirit is something I try to maintain as much as I can in my life.
Mm-hmm. And I think you echo that in your clothing with the tie-dyeing process. Mm-hmm. So tell me a little bit about that, because it is a huge trend right now, tie-dyeing, and we're seeing it in Sakai, we're seeing it on the runway, but to me personally, you are the queen of tie-dyeing. It is a tedious process. It is one that you have to put a lot of love and labor into. And so how do you think this trend has evolved, and how is it manifesting in your business?
Well, I'm such a diehard for tie-dye. I think part of what I love so much about it is that each and every garment is made one of a kind, even if the process and the approach is the same every time. So there's a person, an artisan, who is there working with the t-shirt and folding it and tying it and dipping it in dye. Every single time it is one of a kind. And I think that there's something that feels very human, it is very human. And I think that when people wear tie-dye, especially tie-dye that's not a print, but actually been dyed one of a kind per garment, I think that you feel it. I think there's something special that your like innate humanity resonates with the singularity of a tie-dye. And that's part of what I'm drawn to. Sometimes we'll get our tie-dye back from the dye house and I'll look through our production and I just want to keep all of them because each one is just slightly different from the next, and they're just so stunning. They're really works of art. So they're works of art you can wear, and I love that. I'm not wearing any right now, but I do live in it.
Because you're wearing all Hampden.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Woo. She went shopping.
Yes,
cool.
I did.
Which is flattering to me. Just means that you love what we're doing too. And we've had such an amazing response to what you do. Our customers have gravitated towards it because of the ease, the silliness, the comfort, and yet you can still put on a heel and feel fabulous in every garment that you put on, and style it the way you want to. You don't have to do head to toe tie-dye, although I loved your comment earlier today about head to toe tie-dye.
Well, I really think that when you're doing head to toe print or head to toe tie-dye, that there's something about it where it's not almost not as dramatic as if you paired it with a solid pair of pants or a solid top. It's like it's just you are tie-dye. And so much so that I almost think that it's less noticeable rather than more noticeable, like the tie-dye thing that you pair it back to solid.
Mm-hmm. So has the tie-dye trend affected your business at all? Do you feel you're embracing the trend that everyone is loving and happy that everyone's on the train?
I mean, I'm pretty happy to see it out there because it just brings more awareness to what we're doing. But I feel like I came out of the womb tie-dyeing. I've just been doing it as long as I can remember. And so for me, I see it come and go as a trend. But I have tie-dye every season. Most of my collection has some bit of tie-dye in it. And I see it out in the market. Sometimes I'm inspired by what I see. So, that's interesting. But for the most part, I see it come and go. I just keep doing it. It's just part of my DNA.
And that's what makes you so wonderful. And that's what I think your collection does so well is, we gravitate towards the people that also inspire us, we connect with. and then we go to you for what you're great at. And what you are so great at is the comfort, the ease, and then add a touch of tie-dye and you just feel special. So, but I will have to say, try on our black pants because they're pretty damn good too. So, they're pretty great. So thank you. Thank you for inspiring us, because even today with our tie-dyeing session with you and Anton, who we got to experience how difficult the process is and how hands-on it is, and what really the fact that you take a hands-on approach with each and every garment. You know that one person has touched every piece that you're wearing. It's pretty special.
I certainly think so. Thank you for recognizing what we do and the individuality in it.
Yeah. Well, thank you for providing the creativity you do, for inspiring us, and for coming to Charleston and visiting us.
Thank you for having me.
And we want you to come back. Our doors are always open. We might kidnap you and never let you go back to LA. Just saying. But you inspire us. You make us feel grounded. And thank you for being who you are. I know you guys are all going to want to check out the exclusive collection she did for Hampden and all of her pieces that just arrived. So stay tuned.